Are my prediction videos cap or not cap? So let's think why a teacher might think they are cap. They worry that if a student gets a predicted question, they will just revise that and revise nothing else. And therefore, I release my videos late in the game. So you haven't got weeks just to study that topic because that topic might not come up. But let's now consider if getting the topic right matters. So let's go through paper 1. Macbeth was on Macbeth himself, and I had predicted the supernatural. Well, I know that at least 40% of the quotes that I wrote would be how the supernatural did or didn't influence Macbeth. And so probably 40% of the Macbeth essay could have been written just using my prediction video. Of course, hopefully, students have revised more than just that one video, so they would have a lot more to say. But if we just said, did Mr. Salles predict the right question? The answer is no. But if we said, did Mr. Salles give me something in the video that I could use in my answer? Then that's probably about 40%. Okay, well, let's just pretend that it wasn't useful at all. Now, then we go to Romeo and Juliet, and that was actually a bit of a personal disaster in terms of the topic. I suggested it was going to be masculinity, and the question was about the relationship between Juliet and Romeo, which is weird because that was exactly the question last year, the one before, but just flipped the other way between Romeo and Juliet. But never mind that. Could you use the masculinity stuff to answer part of the Romeo and Juliet question? Well, yes, especially the discussion of their marriage, the first sex that they have and their attitude towards it, and the sexual symbolism of the ending of the play. So that's probably, at worst, 20%. And again, you wouldn't have to use that 20%, but it's there as a gift. But you've also hopefully revised other stuff. Then we get to A Christmas Carol. Well, that was fascinating for me because the prediction I made was about the treatment of the poor and poverty. And the question was about greed. And some students said, oh, Mr. Salles, you got it wrong. And other students said, oh, Mr. Salles, I just used the whole essay plan that you gave us about poverty because greed is what's causing the poverty and getting rid of greed is what's going to stop poverty. It's the same essay. And that's exactly right. So I'm giving myself 99% right there, even though the word was different, poverty and greed. The actual essay structure and the 13 to 15 quotes I gave you fit exactly. Then we come to Hyde, and I'd prepared a prediction essay on Hyde's evil, and that's exactly what came up. So my worst case scenario is a 50% success rate, and that has been my typical success rate in 2019, 2021, 2022. Now, do I need to get every prediction right for it to be useful? Well, think of it like this. Let's imagine I gave you a performing enhancing drink and I said, look, you've got to spend an hour drinking this and there's a 50% chance that it will improve your exam score. Like, what would you do? Would you say, yeah, that's worth an hour of my time rewatching that video a few times? Or would you say, no, mate, I don't want to be stuck in a room for like an hour on something that's only got a 50% chance of coming up? That's the choice that you have to make when you watch one of my prediction videos. Well, let's look at it another way though. Let's imagine that I gave you that and I said, how much of an extra grade would it be worth to you? Now that's interesting because if I predict one question out of 4 correct, is that going to put your whole mark up by 1 grade? Might do. It's going to be at least half a grade, but if 2 of the predictions come up, it's definitely at least a grade and probably more. because I give you everything you need for a grade 9. So even if you're only able to use a portion of it, you're going to get at least a grade 7. So that is why I keep making prediction videos, even though when we look at the words of the question, I'm often going to be wrong. But this is the important part for you. If you go into the exam without panicking and you just sit there calmly and say, how can I apply what I know to the question? Then if what you know was in my prediction video, an awful lot of it will fit. But obviously, don't just rely on the one prediction video. That would be insane. Don't be insane. Revise sensibly. Take my predictions for what they are and let me know in the comments how you manage to apply what I teach you to the exam question. So here's a challenge for you. Last year I made a prediction video about what would come up for power and conflict poetry, and it didn't come up. So it could come up this year. That's the video coming up now.